Hello everyone, welcome to this short course, Vibe Coding for Developers course. So it is 2026, and if you're watching this in the future, in 2026, everyone is using Claude or is using Codex or any AI agent for coding. And most of you are also using Next.js as a full stack framework for shipping all these systems that you are building. Now in this course, I'm going to look specifically or particularly for a person who is building a system. And when I talk about a system, I mean like this management system. It can be a SaaS product, it can be an internal tool or any system. Most of the system you are doing right now, e-commerce platforms, management systems, health systems, or any system you're trying to ship right now, Next.js has become a go-to framework when it comes to shipping these tools. And we all use Claude Code for coding and debugging. And then we use Vercel and GitHub for deployment. This is the simple stack for a vibe coder. So if you're a vibe coder out there, this is a simple stack that you can start with. And almost every AI agent, when you try to code out there, is going to end up actually going for this. Okay, you may know or may not know, but it's going to be going for something like this. Okay, now in today's course or in today's video, we just want to look at the problems people who are using this tech stack. What specifically do we face as challenges, and how can we address them to be better at building systems so that you can earn from without actually spending more? And most people term this as vibe coding. Developers want to term this as spec-driven development. So whichever term you're using, whether you're using vibe coding, whether you're using spec-driven development, you're going to face the same exact challenges since you're using the same stack. Okay? And the problems that we face when you just using this tech stack are the same. However much you code or however much you prompt, I know most of us are good prompt engineers. I'm so good in prompt engineering, but whether you prompt as good as what, you will end up having the same problems. And the same problem, the first problem is you have this AI slope design, okay? The purple gradient. So even when you try to build a system, you are trying to be calm and collected, you try to prompt here and there. Somehow, somewhere, if you don't change or if you don't use any different approach, you end up with the same AI slope design, which looks AI. The second big problem that I've found me personally is hitting limits with no much work done. So let's say you want to build a hospital management system. So you know that this system is huge, okay? Or you want to build an e-commerce. You know this system is huge. So what the normal system will have between 10 to 20 modules, okay? You'll find that to produce these 10 to 20 modules, you are going to prompt a lot. You're going to prompt a lot. It is having things wrong. It is having things not coming out. So you end up really spending a lot of time onto this. This can take you even up to 4 days or even a week. And you are hitting limits all the time. Okay? And you hit the limit and you check there is no much work that has been done. Okay? So this is a big problem for all of us who are doing vibe coding or spec-driven development. This is a big problem of cloud hitting limits without actually coding or having much work done. The another thing is getting stuck in an error loop. You find that you're telling AI to fix something. It tells you it has fixed it. You check it is not working. You go again and tell it you fix it. It tells it has fixed it, and you're hitting this error loop. And it is so annoying, most especially people who are just new to coding. like hitting the air loops all the time, it is always really disturbing. So another big problem is inconsistent UI. Today you vibe code, and depending on how cloud has thought today, it can give you nice UI. The next day it gives you very terrible UI. Like there's a lot of inconsistency in UI, and you wish some of the components maybe it made in certain project, you would use them in this other project. So these are like big problems, and there is no one in space. People have tried to do so many things. What has happened in the to solve this problem? People have come up with skills. Okay, there are so many skills that are in place. Okay, there are so many skills are in place that tells Claude how to design, how to do what. I still feel that even when you use, I'm very sure you guys have tried to use like the superpowers, the UI UX Pro skill, and so many others, and still you have the same problems. I've used it, and I know people have come up with skills, and there's no one who have come up with a framework. I think it is a good thing that we get a framework that is opinionated, or it is focused really on spec-driven development or vibe coding at large. Okay, so I took it by hand and I created it a Vibekit framework. So I created this framework. You are going to go through it, but it is an open source, and I want you guys, if you get time and you're a developer, you can contribute to this. Okay, can just go ahead and contribute to this Vibekit framework. So it is not like really a lot. It's just like a bunch of files that I took time to create, and from my experiences of the systems that I've built and a lot of things that I've built. So let's just like go through Vibekit. It's not just like much, just like simple few things. And we're going to use it today to build actually a full stack system. We are going to build a full stack system from scratch that I haven't actually just like built this. I don't know what is going to be the output, but this is going to be the moment of truth when we build a system with it, or how much is going to help us to build this system together. So if you look at the Vibekit, here is a structured framework for building production grade Next.js apps with Cloud Code or any agent without banning tokens or shipping broken code or getting stuck. So basically, it's just like addressing all these problems that we have here. And this, we're going to look at the techniques that Vibekit depends on to actually like solve these problems. So if you just go deeper, Vibekit is a system, a planning and a building system for vibe coders who use Cloud Code or any agent to build really Next.js. And in this case, I was looking at this very stack, as I said, Next.js as a full stack, because that's what most people use at the end of the day. Me personally, I lean to using Grit. Okay, I use a lot of Grit framework when I'm building like really complex systems. But for small systems, like for example, when I just like built like the beta PCs, this is pure Next.js. There is nothing else. Okay, there is no any big thing here. So yeah, so this is typically for Next.js. If you want to build this Next.js, Prisma and other stuff, we're just going to look at the tech stack. So if you look at the tech stack for Vibekit, what it assumes, and what I said, it is opinionated. And the reason why it is opinionated, there is this thing of, if you don't guide the AI on what to use. For example, if you tell it that you implement authentication system, when you say to AI that implement authenticated system, you have really killed it, because there's a thousand ways to create authentication system in its way, and can pick a wrong one, and then you have to tell it to remove it. So the best way is to be opinionated. Okay, so you can just see that, for example, we say that we want to use Next.js 16. Okay, we use TypeScript. For database, we're using Neon. For ORM, we're using Prisma 7. Authentication, we're using Beta Auth. Data fetching, we're using React Query and Fetch API. we are for backend, we're using API routes, okay, instead of server actions. Then we are validation using Zod and React Hook Form. For PDF, anything to do with PDF, we are doing PDF React Renderer. For Excel exports, we're using XLSX. File storage, we are using Cloudflare or Upload Thing. For email, we're using Resend and React Email. For payments, we're using Stripe. For styling, we're using Tailwind V4. And for deployment, Vercel. For domain, we're using Cloudflare. And for components, we're using the JB component registry. So this is already a big thing, because there is no any, when you're vibe coding and starting again, you will end up not actually listing all these tech stack in detail the way I did. So detailing it like this is one already removing a lot of confusion out of the way from Claude or from the agent of what specifically I need to use for building what. And it is going to respect this irrespective of what. And it helps it a lot. So if you just say go in here, you can see for file uploads, we have two things. We have R2 and upload thing. So when do we use R2 or S3? So we have R2 and S3. This is when you have full control large files, S3 compatible workflow. So for example, if you find in your system, you're going to build and it's going to be based on a lot of file uploads. If there are less files, you could just use upload thing. But if it is file heavy, like the system is going to be depending on a lot of files, it's going to recommend to use Cloudflare R2. So how do we use this framework actually? So I'm not going to really talk a lot. We are going to simply use this framework, okay? We are going to use this framework to build a system in this video. So I will just actually stick to that. We build the system following these steps that they are here. So it has the few steps, and we're going to go through these steps to actually build a system. So which system do I want to build? I want to build a rental multi-tenant system. So the system we are building today, let's talk about the system that we are going to build. Okay, so we have, it is a rental multi-tenant system. So what I mean here, rental, we're just going to have a landlord. So we're just going to have two users, I guess. So we have a landlord or a care, or maybe we just call it estate manager. And this person is going to use the system to manage rooms and tenants. Okay. And then we also have tenants, and these ones, they get a room. So we're not going to list the rooms on the website, come and they book. No, what basically is, someone registers he has put his people in the rooms. He has put his people, and what basically he wants is to manage the tenants. So the parents get a room. They can pay, for example, rent. They can also maybe make requests or something. Okay, make requests or anything. So we're just going to see how we're going to build this. Anyways, okay, we're going to see how we're going to build this. So it's just like about landlords who have rentals, and then we have tenants who are using these these rentals, who have rooms and they want to pay rents, collect, for example, landlords want to collect rents. The tenants want to communicate with the landlords to tell them maybe there is this power has gone, this one is They can request for maintenance, they can request for query or something. So we're just going to see how best we're going to do this. But at the end of the day, we just want to build this system. So you can say this system is a lot. So how would we use Vibekit to actually do this? So the first thing, the prerequisites you need to have for this, what I would request is you have either Cloud. So you need the Cloud Web. Okay. You also need Cloud Code. So of course, your Cloud Code, you could use Codex, or you could use, I've seen people showing you how to get free, if you say free Cloud Code. If you just say free Cloud Code, there is, for example, this YouTube for Hassan, where they're using this Minimax. So you create an account. I think, let me just go here. I think you create, you create an account on this, how do they call it? So there is a step up guide that Hassan, I think, has created here. I like Hassan. If you don't know him, he's one guy who has made a lot of money online. But basically, he gives you how to set up a free, core. You have to use this open router. So you can just go ahead and open router, and you can just go basically watch this video for Hassan and see how to set up free Cloud Code. Those ones who don't know how to get this one. Of course, it won't be really so much. You will also exhaust it. But you can actually get it using this Minimax. And I think even this other video is talking about the same thing, getting this Minimax, which is NVIDIA, I think in NVIDIA agent. Yeah, so you can just say go ahead and set up a free. But the just one is you need to have Cloud Web, which is, of course, this one is always free. You need a free one. Then this one is, you could also use Codex. Codex is free. So you could also use Codex. Or I'm not sure I haven't tested with anti-gravity. There is anti-gravity. And then there is, of course, there is Kiro Code. Okay. These are like some of the free ones. So you can just like use any of these ones. But you just need also something that's going to write some code. You don't need so much because, as I've said, this Vibekit is going to save us a lot of writing irrelevant code. It's going to govern or control everything. So if you just look here, it says that it gives you a master prompt that makes Cloud Code write production quality code, not AI slope. That is the one thing. It has a planning workflow that generates, actually now it is 4 files from your for your app idea. Okay, then a reference guide for database deployment and everything. So it's going to be, the Vibekit framework is going to be guiding everything, controlling Cloud Code to really use less tokens. And you're going to see that in action. Me personally, I use Cloud for work. So I have, if you just go ahead and check for my Cloud, I use the max plan. You don't need, even a pro plan of $20 would help you. Just want to go to usage. So you can see already, I have used 48% today. I don't know if it will finish, but we're just going to see. Okay, we're just going to see. But as I've said, this framework is to help us do a lot. Okay, you can just see like this system you're going to build is really a big system, right? There is a lot of creations, a lot of models, and we hope that Vibekit is going to simplify and help us to use some of the components. There's one thing that we don't talk about is that there is a component registry. If you look at some of these files, there is JB components registry. So this is a game changer. If you read this file, the purpose of this. So this is a decision guide for Cloud Code. Before building any feature from scratch, check this file if a JB component already covers it. If using a JB component saves 60 to 80% of the tokens and produces battle-tested code. So you can see that it gives it this reference, okay? So it gives it the reference to files and even the blogs and everything. So just going to see how this, because this covers a lot of components, and this comes to, if you just go to JB here, okay, there is where we have this this 30 component registry. So it is based on this. I have sat down and built all the components that we use for full stack development, and I have added them here. Now, using this registry of battle tested code that I've built for all my projects, authentication, docs, and everything, okay, it all compiles to this. Okay, so it will have to use the components. It will be just coming and says, okay, you want this feature. Is this feature can be solved by JB, any of the JB's components? Yes, then it will just go ahead and pick that component and use it. So let's just go to cloud and see if we can actually get this system going, because I don't have much time really. So I'm just going to go to the Vibekit, go back to the README file, and let's start by the steps that it gives us here. So if you look at the step 1, copy the planning prompt. So copy the contents of Claude prompt.md from this, and then open go to claude.ai and start a new conversation. So if you look here, paste the content of the Claude prompt.md into Claude, then add your app idea. So like you paste it here, and then you put my idea. So basically you want to do this. So let's start by that. You just go up here and let's look for that Claude prompt. So this is the file I'm just going to open in here. So this is the file. Just simply copy it here. You don't need to read through, but you can just go ahead and read through. As I've said, this took me time to actually build this, okay? But you can just go ahead and read through this. I'm just going to go ahead and paste it here, okay? So the next thing after doing that, so you can say in step 3, yes, you just simply copy the Claude prompt MD content after pasting it, and then you say my idea is this. So let me just go ahead and say my idea. So you can say, says my idea, I want to build blah blah. So I just say here and just write like this. So my idea, I want to build. So like this. So let me explain now. Here you need to explain as much as you can. In normal English, explain your idea. So I'm just going to start by saying, I want to build a a rental management system for landlords, or property owners, okay, property owners or property managers, okay. So I'm just going to say, I always want to explain to Claude using examples. So I say, let's take a scenario of a landlord, okay, a landlord who have let's say who have two estates, let's say 2 estates. So in each estate, okay, he has rental property there. He has rental 2 estates. He has rental property there, let's say he has let's say blue estate. Let's say he has blue estate which has 5 rooms. Maybe just say which has 5. Okay, let's just say which has 5 rooms, and then the green estate which has maybe 10 rooms. Okay, so the landlord should be able to create as many estates as possible. Okay, and in an estate, he can create rooms or apartments, doesn't matter. Okay, where a room or apartment is a single unit he can rent to a tenant. Okay, so the landlord can create rooms. Okay, rooms, and you can create rooms, and in and you can give these rooms names. Okay, you can give them names, and maybe room number, whatever, or room number, and he can assign so the landlord can create tenants, or can register. He can register new tenants with their documents. Like for example here, e.g. Tenants need to have ID copy, the chairman's letter, passport photos, etc. Okay, and after registering a tenant, he can assign them to a room and set the period. Okay, so it is why I say you can create rooms. You can give them names. For example, rent. Then like things like the minimum, how do they call them? The mini minimum months for rent, and others. You get it? And others, it will just ask us. So you can assign them to a room and say the period they will stay. Oh, does it like stay like set the period? There is no setting the period. And okay, I can send them to the room. The landlord will be collecting. Okay, so just going to say here, okay, that the system will help the landlord to collect rent. So in this case, I want to use the gateway, and how rent collection will work is that every month, okay, an invoice will be created. So an invoice will be created, and this invoice, okay, and this invoice, so every month an invoice will be created, and this invoice, a tenant can see it, okay, can see it, okay, can see it when he logs in the app. So I haven't known how the UI is going to look like. He will also receive an email. He will also receive an email of the invoice. Okay. So another thing is that we can say that when he logs in the app, he will also receive an email of the invoice, blah blah. So the tenant will be invited in the room, and he will be able to log in and see his room details, billings, where he can see his past invoices. He can download the PDFs, okay, and every time he pays an invoice, he receives the receipt also on the email. So I'm just like ranting, really explaining what I want. As I've said, when you're just going to build the system, try to spit out like whatever you want. This whatever we have pasted here is going to help us clean it, so you don't need to mind. Just here explain the whole entire process in English. Don't use terms like you use this S3. Just simply use normal English, okay? So pay the receipt that receives on the email. So I'm just going to say now for the payments in this case. So we have two payment systems. Now, if you're just like in your country, most people who are in Europe, you're probably going to use Stripe for payments. Now, for me, I'm building this system actually for my landlord. So I don't want to use, I want to use the D gateway. Okay, I want to use D gateway, which has mobile money payments for here. This is the system I built for simplifying payments. So instead, I'm just going to say for payments, in this case, I want to use D gateway. Okay, I want to use D gateway. And I can just like point it to the right thing. So what I can just do is, if there is something that you think that is specific in your case, let's say, you know, you're going to use a something that is out of this stack. So if you look at the Vibekit is using this stack. So let's say you're going to use something that is going to add on to this stack, and it is not there because, like, for example, for payments, it has captured the Stripe here. So if I'm going to use something that is out of this tech stack, then it would be easy if I point a documentation of whatever I want to specifically use. So I want to use the gateway, and what I can just actually do is I can give it the reference. I can just give it this, the LLM reference. There is also, of course, a cloud skill down here, like the it would install this. Okay, it would go ahead and install this. Okay, I could just also give it these things here. So you could just say the gateway, and you put this link, and you're just going to put also this LLM reference. So you're just going to give it this link. So this one gives it also another context, and this, and finally you can just give it an example of the project, just like this full project here on GitHub. Okay, so just going to copy this and also add it here. And so you could just like put comma here instead of this, put a comma, and then here we just use and this. Okay, so this is good for payments. I just wanted to handle it, to ask me whatever it is. So I don't know what have remained. So you're just going to say we could just use okay, I'm just going to leave it people to use authentication, to use both email, password, and Google Auth. So I think this is entirely my thing. They're just going to add like so for tenants, I'm just going to say for tenants, okay, they can raise so they can raise, I don't know if we just call them like queries. So they can raise queries or I don't know, queries or concerns or requests. I don't know the better name here, where let's say the tenant bathroom needs repair. Okay, he can raise the request or something. Like can raise like a request that will create a notification in the system. Okay, create a notification in the system, and create a notification in the system, and an email to be sent to the landlord. Okay, and the landlord can also reply to this request or something, request, and he can mark it resolved. Okay, I think this is you can raise an issue. You can raise issue. I think similar functionality like GitHub issues. Yeah, GitHub issues, someone can open an issue, someone can close it. So the tenant can also comment, can open the issue again, etc. Okay, so this is like a big thing. The tenants requesting some things. I need the compound slashed, I need power fixed, I need this, I need that. So that can be a channel for communication. So basically we wanted to use it sort of two big things. He's managing his rentals, he's managing his tenants, and other things. And I'm just going to say here, and other functionalities that you may see fit to add. So this is much I can explain. So if you can just explain, as I said, if you can explain much as you can, you continue and explain. But if you feel like you are done, then let's go ahead and press enter. So going back to the Vibekit here, step number 3 is what you have done. Step number 3, so paste, and then you explain your idea. I want to build a school management system where teachers can manage students, track entities, blah, 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 like that. So you explain your idea in details, explain as much as you can. So step 4, so answer Claude's question, and it will ask you 10 questions about your project, answer honestly and complete it. So we go to the next phase of, so it's going to do its own research, it will read things, to do stuff, and and everything. So what I think to just like it will still like understand everything. So you can see it says Vibekit, I've read the framework, the design style guide template, the registry, and also pulled. So you see that it has started asking us a question. So you see the first question is like, is this a SaaS? Many landlords sign up and each manages their own estate. Yes. So you see, for example, I did not tell it about if it is a SaaS or not. I explained my idea, but it's so fit that this is this a SaaS? Yes. So this is a SaaS. And I did not even think about if it's a SaaS, how the landlord is going to be paying me or something. So let's see how I forgot this and how it is going to help me add those on. So which user roles should exist in the system? So we have the landlord, okay, full access. Then the caretaker, property manager, manages rooms and tenants, no payout access. Then the tenant, so of course the landlord, we need it. So there is a caretaker, okay, there is a caretaker. Can you just put a caretaker? And then we have the tenant, okay, and then we have the admin, the platform level, or only if it is SaaS. Yeah, and this one, which I had forgotten completely. So you can see how Vibekit is starting to work. And the reason of this Vibekit is to help you really streamline your streamline what you exactly need. Like it is going to interview you until it gets to the bottom of this. So how should invoices be generated? Always monthly on the first of every month. Monthly anchored to tenants moving date, and landlords choose a cycle per room, monthly, quarterly, then this. So now like it will always like for us here it's going to end up like always monthly on first of every month. Like when you are paying, they will always tell you like you're going to start on this month. So for easy calculation, it's just always just like you're going to enter this date. So I'm just going to go with the first one. So the second one is saying, which of these rent or billing features do you want in V1? So there is late fees, 5% if offered you X days, okay? Security deposit, one time security deposit, okay? Partial payments, yes, this would be good. Utility add-ons on invoice like water, yeah, I would want to see those ones. Lease, okay, so for lease, like I don't know how lease things work for to be granted, and because this is so common in Europe, where people are doing lease and stuff. But basically, I'm just going to say yes, and then automatic reminder before or after due date. This is good. So far that's good. So you can see how it is actually digging more deeper. That's why I like this Vibekit. So how should a tenant get into the system after the landlord registered them? So email invitation with a sign up link. So tenant creates the password. Landlord creates the account and shares credentials. Tenant self-sign. So I think 1 and 2 is the better one. I don't know if we should go with the email invitation. This is one that is, I think that is much better, where they sign up and the tenant creates their own password. So it's going to think. So you can see it gives us the round 2 and round 1, which is really nice. Okay, which is really nice. I love this. So for storing tenants document, ID copies, chairman letters, passport photos, and blah blah, and PDF invoices, which file storage do you want? So you can see right now, it is actually asking us about the file storage, because as we said in the Vibekit, you have we have upload thing, and we also have S3. So you could just like choose which one to use, because this is going to be a SaaS. Okay, this is going to be a SaaS. We're going to be expecting very many landlords uploading files. So we're just going to go with R2. Okay. So which supporting features should be in V1? I already know you want the core, estate, rooms, tenants, invoicing, payments, issues. So it's saying here, for example, expense tracking, financial report, ASM. Oh, alongside email, there's something like for SMS would be much better. And I think in the future in Vibekit, guys, that's how I want you guys to help me improve it. You can just go ahead and make a pull request. For example, if you want us to add, for example, the SMS integration. Right now, we don't have SMS. Okay, alongside the email, I'm just going to want the email notifications, maintenance, estate level announcements, export data, then tenant. Move out flow, yes, like return depots minus deductions, blah blah, those things. Let's go ahead. And you can see right now we haven't started actually using. I'm assuming you are on a free plan here. I'm assuming you're using Cloud Code free, as we said here. Like this is Cloud Web free. You haven't started using your Cloud Code, because Cloud Code, as I've said, you don't want to use it for this work of generating the prompt and other things. So what's your brand or primary color? So deep blue. We can stick with, I'm just going to stick with blue. Typography, I always use the honest, the default one, anyways, in the Vibekit. which ISS creation that fits you. So premium, trustworthy, refined, like a bank dashboard, mature ramp, clean, modern, like linear. So I just always just like this clean, modern, productive. This one, too. Do you need a public landing page for landlords to sign up? A public landing or marketing page? Yeah, so we need a marketing site. So like, do you need a marketing site? So like, this is something you can see the purpose, guys, of Vibekit, how it is going so deep in terms of like, what do you need specifically. So you can just say here, yes, minimal, or just login page. So I'm just going to say, I want also the marketing site, because like, you know, we advertise this, and you know, for landlords to come and read the documentation and other things. So it is digging deeper, and you know, this is all these files you see in Vibekit. All these files you see here, each file has its own purpose. Each file here has its own purpose. I couldn't have time to go ahead and read every of this file, but you can just go ahead and read any of these files, how it is guiding this, the Vibekit, how it is doing everything. Okay, so step 3, so understanding the checks. So you can see here everything. I've pieced everything together, confirm, collect, or add anything we generate for files. So the proposed name is rent flow. A clean international describes the function, says the word blah blah. So you can just exchange it, like for example, Estate Pro or Keja, Nyumba Hub, something in Uganda. So you just like saying, like, if you want anything in Uganda, I like Keja. Like, I always like those simple, but I don't know why did it just like choose like Keja. So like, I don't know, like Keja, there is nothing much on Keja. So I would actually just like buy this. Let me see. Namecheap domains. So let me just check this. I like the name Keja. Even if I don't always just like mind, I always like want a simple name, Keja. So like Keja is, so if I just like search for keja.com or keja.org, I don't know. Okay, so there is keja.org, which is premium, like it is keja.ai. Man, so all these keja.com and other ones are taken. So these other ones are premium. So of course you can't just like get that one. Keja.it.com, keja.xyz. Okay. So that one is taken. So there is Estate Pro, Nyumba Hub. I don't know. Rent flow. Okay, just going to go with rent flow. Let's just say go with that. So it's going to create followers. So you can see here what it is: a multi-tenant SaaS rental management platform. Landlords sign up, create estates and rooms, register tenants, run through most billing via D gateway, and handle maintenance issues like GitHub style. Tenants log in to see their rooms, pay invoices, download PDFs, and raise requests. So like, it's very simple and minimalistic as that. The roles we have the admin, landlord, caretaker, tenants, like that. Then hierarchy, landlord, estate, room, tenancy, like that. So yeah, and it has listed all the core features that we have, and also it has come up with the design, the deep color. I don't know if I like this so deep, this deep color here, the color palette. So you can just say like the color palette, color palette, blue. Maybe I just say like maybe blue color palette. I don't know. I don't like the, for some reason, like anyways, I think we can just always just like change that for the color palettes. I believe we can just like always like change which blue we want, like if it's just like maybe a so deep blue or something. But right now, let me just like keep everything the way it is. So explicit, blah blah, and everything. So reply go to generate. So I'm just going to say go, because it says here reply go to generate the 4 files, or tell me what to change, or if you want a different project name. You can just like, it gives you a bit to read through what it has done, and then you can still at this point change things and it will still do. So right now it is going to go ahead and start activating all these 4 files, which is a long queue. I'm just going to go ahead and pause, and I will come back after it has generated all those files that we need, and we'll proceed. Okay, so finally it has generated our 4 files. So you can see we did not tell it to generate these 4 files. It knows that it needs to generate these 4 files. So you can see it says all the 4 files are ready. Here is what each of these files contain. So project description, 65 features, 4 user roles, and all these other things. 48 pages. Wow. Okay, so there is project phase, 8 build phases with checkbox of tasks, dependencies to install, commands, the clone schedules, and complete production checklist all included. Then the design style guide, and then they prompt this. So next steps, create a new project folder and save all the 4 files above. Then copy 2 more files from the Vibekit Pro into the same folder. You can see it knows what to be done. Like, dude, this is really good. So let's see the next steps here. So create a new folder. So I'm just going to go to projects. This is where I create my projects. I'm just going to go ahead and create this and call this what? I'm just going to call this. So this is rent flow. Okay. Rent flow, like this, rent flow system. Okay, and then inside here I'm just going to go ahead and get these 4 files. So let me just go ahead and download all, and then just go ahead and cut this. Let's go to this place. I'm just going to extract all these files into this place. Copy, cut, go ahead and put them in here, and now you can delete these 2 files. Yeah, so I have all my 4 files. Okay, so the next thing it says here, you can see create 2 more files from the Vibekit Pro. So there's master prompt.md. So just going to go here in the Vibekit here. So there is, even when you see in the steps here, step 4, you can see answer this, then get the 4 files, and then copy these 2. You can see even in the step 6 is here. You need this, the master prompt.md. So you could just go ahead and open this, and also open this. So these 2 files, I don't know, can I just download? Yeah, so you can just download like this, and then also this other one, the JB components, just download just like that. So you need these 2 files. I'm just going to go back, get these 2 files like this, and this one, cut them. I'm just going to go take these 2 into this one. So that now we have 6 files. So the next thing here, according to this one, it says provision accounts before starting. So Neon, Resend, Cloudflare, Bucket, D-Gateway, Africa, Talking, Google Cloud, and all these. So it needs sort of like these ones that you need to have. We'll see that. Then open Cloud Code in the project folder and paste the contents of prompt.md. It will read everything in order and start phase 1. Then things 2 heads up items specific to this build. Gateway integration, direct API approach is the right for this. But phase 6 is heaviest phase. Test mode cannot disperse. You validate, move out funds, blah blah. So Africa is talking send ID. So we not do this. We only stick to emails. Okay. But what I'm just going to do right now is I'm just going to simply go ahead and open Cloud Code and tell it to read this file. So I'm just going to go into this, right click, okay, right click, and let me just, so I'm just going to tell it to read prompt. So I'm just going to go ahead, click on this, then click on this. So if you just don't have, you have a Cloud Pro, you can just go ahead and first install the extension for Cloud. Okay, you can install the extension for Cloud, which will be this one. Okay, if you're not using Cloud, you're using Codex, you can also install, I think, Codex from here. So you could just use Codex, which is this one. So you can just also install Codex, and you will see that you have now the Cloud, and you also have the Codex here. Then you can just use any of those ones. For Kilo Code and others, you have to open in they have their own IDE. So you for that one you have to use the IDE, but I would suggest to use either Codex or this one. But even those ones, they can still work if you have these files. What's the most important is to have these files and you tell it to read the prompt. That is the most important thing, that this prompt.md. So I'm just going to say that read prompt. I could just say read, and I say at, and I say prompt.md, just like this. Okay, so it is going to go ahead and read, and if you just go and see what is in the prompt.md, so it says read the following files in order before doing anything. It tells to read the master prompt, which gives it the tech stack, Prisma 7 patterns, the coding standards, follow exactly. So you can see it is giving it how it should code, not just like coding the way it wants. It should follow exactly these standards, okay? Then the design style.md, the full visual design system for rent flow, deep navy, honest, linear, notional, aesthetic, apply to every component, okay? Then JB components, this one, component registry reference. Use this before writing from scratch. Then project description, what are we building, every decisions and everything. So you can see here after reading, it gives us what to do. So it says all 5 companion files read. Here is the lay of the things. Project, rent flow, multi-tenant SaaS for East African landlords. We're using Next, Deep Navy, blah blah, Honest, Zinc, D Gateway, Beta Auth, R2, 8 phases, directory state, only 5 specific files, nothing scaffolded yet. Okay, so like 6 files. Oh, okay, it wasn't counting the prompt.md. So it says phase 1, which is foundation, the big ticket items, PNPM create, next, plus core this one. Then it is adding the Prisma, then apply these tokens to the global and honest font, then install the JB website component. Can you see that? Then install the JB auth UI, then build the dashboard, and then custom error page and landing pages. So before I start scaffolding, I need 2 things from you. Confirmation to proceed, phase 1, And then external accounts, phase one, it is really credentials for this. So you can see these are the things it needs to move on. And since we're going to use also R2, we need more things. So I always have my things. I don't know if I just have them actually in the notepad. If you're just going to get this stack, you will just that these let me just look for the I'm just going to have the one for the envy. So you will notice that the Google envy is always going to be the same. So let me just like check here something. If I can just like get these ones to add right now. Okay. The ones just like to change that I can start from for customizations. Let me go ahead and do them. Okay, so what I'm just going to do is for these environmental variables, I've created another file called variables.md, and I'm just going to go ahead and specify all these variables: database URL, resend API key, Google client. Now, if it is your first time vibe coding and you don't know how to get this, you can just like either look for a video or you can comment in the section, and I can add a guide on how to get these other ones, more especially the resend API key and the Google client secret. For database URL, I'm just going to get one so you can quickly, I can just like quickly go ahead and use one of my other accounts. I'm just going to go to Neon. I'm just going to quickly create login and create a project. So I'm just going to go ahead and click on this new project. I'm just going to call this rent flow. Okay. You don't need to change anything, maybe region. I'm just going to change this to Frankfurt and then create. And it's just going to go ahead and connect, get me this database URL that I can just go ahead and do this. Now, I'm just going to go ahead and create a new database. In this case, I'm just going to call this one rent flow and then create. So it's going to go ahead and update this, I believe. So you can see these updates now to rent flow. Copy this database URL. I'll just go back and I replace with the one I have existing here. So this is the database URL from here. I'll just go ahead and replace to reach here. Okay, and then paste this one. So I'm just going to say that after adding this, I just believe go ahead and add all these ones. You can say go ahead and get any project of yours that have them, replace the database URL only, and that's it. Then so I'm just going to go ahead and say that I have created, or just say I've added all the necessary and variables in at. So I'm just going to say in at variables.md. Okay, so use them, and then you can proceed. So that's what it wants. Okay, so basically we can start now reading through these files that it went ahead and created for us. So you have seen, for example, what prompt.md does. It guides on how it should do things. Maybe I'm just going to balance this here so that we see what it's doing here. So you can see it forces to go ahead and also read external references before starting the phase. So you can see it is reading the D gateway things here, which is really nice. then rules, work through one phase at a time, complete the tasks. So ours is to go ahead and simply be doing this only. I will load to this scaffolding has this rendering, blah, blah. Okay. Okay. So it will just go ahead and do that. So it goes to then after completing each phase, stop and confirm with me before proceeding. Follow design style guide exactly. And then honest font, zinc in the neutral, no purple, no teal, no other accents. Use Prisma. So you can see use React query. So you never use effect for data. So you can see things like these ones are the ones why we use or why we need Vibekit. So use React hook form plus sod for all forms. Then use API routes for all server-side logic with server-side pagination. Look at this. Like this server-side pagination. Like this is never implemented ever. Like you always have the client-side client-side pagination. So on enforce, the organization ID scoping in every Prisma query, no cross-tenant data leaks. So because of like we are going to have the organization thing, so then use this for PDF invoices receipts. Never use this JS PDF. Use XLS for Excel exports. Use tabular nums for UG amount, room number, this, and I don't know what this means, tabular nums. Okay. Always prefix currency amounts is UGX, never a bare dollar. So you can see how it emphasizes in doing things. Like this is really great. Oh, did it just like create within the... It didn't create a folder, instead just like scaffolded within this one. Okay, I don't know that if it's a good thing or a bad thing, but it's okay. We can just like move on with that. So integrate dgateway via direct API calls. We are not using dgateway shop component. So you can see this. We are not using the dgateway shop component. Our flow is invoice based, not cut based. This is really good. Okay, because dgateway you can use it in so many ways, like collecting invoices, and he's saying that we're not using the cut based this, we're using the invoice based. So always surface failure reason in LUI. So before building auth, file uploads, data table, searchable, select, or marketing site from scratch, check jb components.md and install relevant component. And this is where we save. This is exactly why we save a lot of tokens. So instead of building, you're going to see, instead of building a lot of things, you're going to say we are going to save a lot by using these the components that I created. Okay, so it is on this step right now, setting up Prisma and other things. So then it says begin with phase 1, foundation. From project phases, read phase tasks and execute them in order. Install JB website and JB auth during this phase. Stop when phase 1 is complete and wait for my confirmation before starting phase 2. So basically, we're using Cloud Web to think for us, like the Vibekit. That is the purpose of the Vibekit framework. So if you just go to the Vibekit framework, you will see that this is down here. It defines it very nicely that it is a planning plus building system, a planning and a building system, because what is always killing us is giving vague prompts. When you're giving vague prompts, you are going to end up with vague, literally just something that is very average. Okay, very average, and you're not going to be able to build a system using that. But you can see how it has created these things in order. Look at this nicely here. Okay, writing global styles, write root layout with this theme provider, the query provider sooner, then write the auth lib, what all these one session, then pm install, initialize cn in the code base, then install this and that. Yeah, so far we just like moving at a steady progress. So what I just want right now is to go and read these project phases. We see how this one fares. Okay, we can start with project description before we go to phases. So that even as we understand what we are building. So Rentflow is a multi-tenant SaaS rental management platform, purpose built for East African landlords and property managers. It replaces the receipt books and WhatsApp threads most landlords still use with a single system that handles estates, rooms, tenants, lease agreements, and automated monthly invoicing, mobile money collection via the gateway, and GitHub send maintenance requests. Tenant logs in to see their room, pay invoices, download receipts, and raise issues. So the target users, you can see the primary users are landlords and property owners, so who own one or more estates with each multiple rent units. Need to track tenants, collect rent reliably, manage maintenance, and see financial performance per estate. Okay, so you can see here secondary user, caretaker, property manager, invited by the landlord to help him run operations. They manage rooms, tenants, and issues on the landlord's behalf, but cannot access financial payouts or billing settings. So then we have tenant. I'm just going to be allowing this. Then we have the tenant rents a specific room, logs into to view lease or pay invoices, download receipts, raise maintenance issues, and see estate announcements. So you can see also the estate announcements. So platform admin, this is like operates the SaaS, the oversees landlord accounts, the gateway transactions healthy, and platform metrics. Okay, so the core proposition: collect rent on autopilot via mobile money, one place for this. So this information is going to be used like in landing page. So you can see right now, so far it is installing some components. Okay, it has done the Prisma, done everything, then installing the components. So you can see it's saying database sync, now installing a BUI component for the marketing site scaffold. So you can see it went ahead and did that, which is really nice. I love that. So then user roles and permissions. So we have the platform admin, full platform access, it views organization transactions, manage subscriptions, and suspend. So we didn't talk about these subscription plans for the landlords, which I would want them also to pay me via the gateway. Basically, so there might be like 2 D gateway accounts involved here. One for the platform admin to collect his subscriptions, and another one for the landlord to collect his rents. We're just going to see that one we did not talk about, but we can just like actually fix it in here. Okay. So I say the website was scaffolded as generic Pinot this on Tailwind. Significant rework needed. Installing better than I will do a holistic cleanup. Yeah, this is good. So it installs the component and then can do a cleanup and changing of things. So here we have the landlord or organization owner. So full access within their workspace, creates estates, rooms, register tenants, generate invoices, view reports, manage caretakers, configure billing, withdraw funds for the gateway wallet, and other things. So then we have the caretaker here, then we have the tenant. So these are the roles we have. The features complete list, they are here. All these for different things. Okay. So let's see, marketing site. So the marketing site, you can see here, public landing hero, the pricing features, the contact section, and then these ones here. Then it tries to create these entities for beta auth, I believe. So it tries to add some of these things to this. Okay. Yeah. So you can see like this is really good. Then the install components to install, you can see that it sees what you need and it is going to go ahead and tells it like, okay, you install these ones are the ones you need right now. The out of scope, so Matt currency, this for the then iOS Android apps, so it is web only, the accounting system, the caretaker operations, tenant messaging, pro rated rent calculation on mid. Okay, so this is good because we can just like, go ahead. We could just like go ahead and tell it to go to add more extra features as it added them there. Okay. Let's do me coordination rebuild. So wiring infrastructure to Paro, to Tailwind V4. So you can see, for example, in one of the things it installed, I think it was one component I need to update to use V4. It was using Tailwind V3 and it had to go ahead and check all this. So it says survey all installed components. So it is saying all the installed components and doing other things. So just go to project phases. I'm just going to go to, there is also this master prompt, but let me just go, actually, let's look at the master prompt. What is in the master prompt? Is the injected blah blah component file. So this one also has like the component files. It has the rules. Okay. One question at a time. So this master prompt, you can see conversation pro, prompt one start discovery before blah blah. So the master prompt is for also aimed at making sure that you answer the questions. Okay. You answer the questions and they set up for different things, like for example, if you check inside here, it has, for example, how should different things be, like the colors and other things, like the files, the design style.md, JB component, project description, project phases, and other rules that it should completely follow. Okay. Now, for example, REST code here, write full file. Yeah, so like for example, never use this or RESTful code here. It always just like write full files. Use Prisma 7. So there is like, for example, the working of Prisma 7 is in here. Okay, even the setup of Tailwind 4, Zod, and other things are all in here. So that's why it is able to fix these things. For example, the Zod. So you can see remove net intil and old marketing files. So I don't know if it has removed the removing of this internationalization because we don't want languages is okay, but removing of the marketing files, I don't know, because it would instead of like it would instead simply edit them. I don't know, like for example, the marketing files should just like simply edit. But let's just like see what it is. So right now it is saying run pnpm and it is on fix auth here. Okay. Just going to continue. I just want to go ahead and now look at what do I want to look at? The design style guide. You can just like read also in the design style guide of what has been customized from. So this one was generated. So it means like everything we customized was fed in here. So you can see all the colors, like the primary color, the buttons, then the primary 20 and all these tokens, it added them in here. Okay. Of course, the JB components, this is full of all the descriptions of the components, how to use them. And then there is one for project phases. Okay, there is one for project phases. So you can see here it tells it exactly what to do, setting of what should be installed, and the phase 1, phase 2, phase 3, and all those things on what to be done. Okay, yeah, so I'm just going to go ahead. So right now you can see it has done a lot. It has installed the JB, it has run this, it has fixed auth, Stripe. So you can see it has also done this. So write remaining marketing pages, pricing, and this. Then write dashboard share. So it has to go ahead and, to put the rent flow and other things. And then the user menu. So build tenant portal share. The tenant portal share, then build admin share tab, update auth components, remove GitHub. So like you can see, it knows exactly what to be done. Okay, update email template with rent flow branding, build middleware for role-based route protection. I don't know if we should use middleware for this, the role-based. We started to see that how it would have added it, then build custom for error loading pages with rent flow branding, and start these dev server and smoke test the auth flow. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and wait a bit. I will come back at the end of this phase. So it seems like it is on the smoke test. I don't know if it just wants to go ahead and try to log in by itself. I'm not sure about that, but we can just also check since it started the server here. You can select dev server app on localhost 3000. Smoke testing. I don't know what smoke testing key routes means. Let me just first go ahead and allow it to go ahead and see this verbose car response headers. So you just like try to see like these routes, but what I would just do is go ahead and go to localhost 3000. Oh, localhost 3000 is giving me. Did it stop it? Let's just first wait for it to finish here, so that we can just also start it ourselves, because it's giving 404, which is like, seems like the server is actually running. Okay, so let it finish its thing. So clear this, refresh. Okay, I'm just going to go ahead and see. Okay. So when fresh server this, so it has started on localhost 3001. Can I just go and I put 3001? Okay, I don't know what's going on. Whether it haven't added, but you can say like marketing is in here. What is not there? I don't know if in marketing we have the page. Yeah, we have the page. Obviously I will just start. I will start mine. But let it first finish all these things here. Okay, let's just like finish doing its cleanup, and then we're just going to start. We see so far what's done. So you can see all this amount of work, how short time we created them. If you just go, you can see we have already auth, marketing pages, Then the admin so far, no much, but we have the dashboard. I don't know how it is planning. It has the tenant, admin, dashboard, and we also have the API with the auth files here. So it says it wants to key the ports. Say verify sign in page branding. So all routes work, dashboard. Okay. So you can see let's just duplicate the middleware for proxy, renaming to be current. So you can see it is doing all these nice changes here. Okay, so he's doing some edits. So you can see for like this testing all these I don't know if the landing page, what's in the landing page. So it has also finished smoke testing. Just want us to go ahead. So it says phase one complete. Here is the, so it's saying you can just go on 302 and see. Okay, so you can select the UI here, collect this, just put like the dashboard thing, and then here it has this dark field. Then set up this from setup, first payments, register. So it's just trying to create this. Then the simple pricing, starter, like up to 20 rooms, and then here unlimited rooms, which is quite actually good. Then here added this here, and then I stop chasing rent, start collecting it. Okay, so basically this is the I feel like there is some more words here. So we're just going to maybe say that we don't want the dark mode, just going to stick to the light mode only. So I'm just going to, I could just like go ahead and take like this. Okay, I can just like take this, and I'm just going to say, okay, for the entire system. So I think it is some things I'm just going to be noting things to update in the Vibekit. So I'm just going to go to the notes. Okay, in this notepad here. So I'm just going to say Vibekit, Vibekit changes, or Vibekit updates. So one is it should create an env file with all needed env variables. So two, it should also ask me if I want to use dark mode or not. Okay. Okay, so that is one thing that I just want to specify. So also in the colors, we could just go ahead and say tailwind colors, something like this. Okay, so maybe just want to look at blue and use like this, this blue here. So I'm just going to say for the entire system, I want to stick. I want to stick to. You want to stick to light mode. To light mode only. There is no dark theme anywhere. Okay, and then for color, I don't want a deep navy blue. Okay, I want a clean blue like that. A clean blue like that. Okay. Okay, so then you could just like so update that, and just going to say do that and fix the landing and fix the pages to use light theme only. Okay, so just going to give it this. It is working on those. Let's go ahead and look at other things that it did. So here it didn't include it. I added this, I think, like the dashboard, and I don't know if they trusted by landlords across Kampala, Entebbe, Jinja, and Mbarara. So here it added the features, every part of your business in one place, estate and rooms. Okay, so this is good. Not bad. Not I don't like this dark theme only. So let's say the features. So it has the features page. So it has property and tenants, estate. So create estates rooms. So that's good. Billing, then operations. Okay, then we have also insights, which is good. Then we have pricing. That's another page. Starter 49 per month. Up to 20 rooms. Okay, which is good. Then UGX 129, and then if you want scale more than this, so we could just like say here, instead of unlimited rooms, maybe up to somewhere, I don't know. Yeah, but so far this is good. And then it has even a compare plan, which is nice. I love this here. Then we have the contact page. So you can see actually how clean they are. I don't like this, the dark theme thing going on. Nice. Yeah. This is so much better. So much better. This is so much better. So you can see how the contact page and then the pricing page now looks really clean. I like that. And then they look at this. This doesn't look AI anyway. Like this is good. It can actually work. Okay, we just of course going to make some few changes here and there. But so far they on the fast clean UI, this is super good. I can just go to the sign in. Look at this, very clean. Okay. Look at this. So you can sign up with email and password. So I just need to create like I need to create a logo. So let me just go back here and I say to this, if I wanted to create a logo for rent flow using Gemini, the logo should be for light mode. Okay, because in the system we don't have dark mode. Okay, so create a prompt to create a clean. So we could just like go ahead and get some logos. Logo inspiration. Okay, you could just like go ahead and get the logo inspiration here. Okay, and maybe from there we just like get one, and then like we give it so that it doesn't create something complex. I just want something clean and like this one. I don't want something complex. Okay, I could just like go things like this. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead. Wow, so these are many. So we have something like this. Yeah, so I could just like also copy something like this. And let's go to Claude. Okay, you can do a prompt to create a clean logo using Gemini. So I just wanted to give me a prompt that it can use to generate a logo, and then I'll give that logo to AI to to improve all those ones. So you can see it has removed anything to do with how is this, so we can create an account. Nice. Okay, but so far this is good. Authentication is already there. Okay, so I'm just going to say maybe on the this to actually add a full dashboard. I don't know if it has seen instead of just like only adding this, it should add a full dashboard. So you could just say for the home page, you only added stats cards. Can you add a complete dashboard? Okay, so you could just like go ahead and maybe take this for what I'm trying to mean, like this. So it says here VS Code built-in inter doesn't understand TVF4 theme. Proceeding with the code base sweep. And other thing here is changing the, I think it's changing the colors. Okay, let's get the prompt here. Alternative full mockup prompt. Let's just say, see here what this is going to help us. Let me just go to Gemini and try to see Gemini to generate the logo. So I'm just going to go ahead and paste this and see if this is going to go ahead and create for me a beta logo that I can use. This, let me just add something else here. So when a component is installed, okay, when cloud code is cleaning, instead of removing files, it should consider editing them instead of creating entirely new files. Okay, instead of new files. So what I mean, for example, e.g., if there is a home page instead of creating a new one, it should see the sections and see if it can just edit them to match the new app. Okay, so that's a good one. Maybe optionally, what we could add if it is just like a new app, but I don't know if it's like I just want I always just want like a logo with a text. I am a person who wants to have like a logo with a text. You say a clean horizontal logo for rent flow. Let's see this. Another one that it has, if this one. So yeah, he's trying to create like, I think, an icon, sort of. Of course, obviously we need an icon. I'm thinking like this one or something. Okay, there is this. I don't know if this is the best in the world. Okay. Let me see. In this logo, we gave it in here. Oh, these ones are like for dark. Or like having like the for, you know. Let me just do this. Just going to also put this one. For the logos, I think we're just going to deal with the logo later, because I'm just going to get lost in the logos. The logo world, I might not come back from there. So let's just stick to improving these. It stopped the server for some reason. Okay. So it stopped the server. We'll just go ahead and start again. But I think at this point it should just like proceed to the second stage. So mind you, right now in the first phase, it already has the landing page working. We have the authentication working. Yeah, that's like really good work. The logo thing, we're just going to work it later. So let's see what is in phase 2. So if you check in phase 2 here, So the goal is the workspace isolation, works end to end. Caretakers can be invited and have scoped permissions. That's in what is it doing? Oh, update the templates to use these new colors. Okay. Rebuild the landing page hero, mockups as computer dashboard, sidebar KPI chart table. So basically just like updating the other color I chose. So I'm just going to wait for a second. I'll just come when you're going to phase 2. So it says the boosters done, refresh the browser local 3000. Nice. So look at this, guys. After changing the theme and going for this nice blue, things look really, really awesome. Look at this. Okay. Look at this. This is really clean. I love this. I'm in love with this. Okay. I'm in love with this. So we're just going to go ahead and now say proceed. Proceed to next phase. I'm just going to say next phase. Okay. Just going to proceed to the next phase here. So I'm just going to wait for it to start this phase. Then I'll be just like right back. Okay, so phase 2 has been finished, and at this point, I can see that I have used 98% of my session, and mind you, we started when it was 50%. So this is not just like saying I used the whole entire session for this. By the time we started, the session was, so it actually just has worked a lot of things. If you just go to settings, for your case, it shouldn't do that because as you can see here, in the browser, I'm not using free, I'm using the same cloud code for the browser and also for coding. So it's for your case, you shouldn't hit very fast like for cloud code, because the 4 files that we generated in the browser, they should be different from cloud code that you're using in here. Okay. Yeah, but so far so good. If you look at the things out of 4 phases, if you look at what has been already done, okay, because we have 4 phases. This is phase 3 and I think phase 4. No, we have 8 phases actually. We have 8 phases. Okay. Yeah, so I'm just going to go ahead right now and see what has been done. I will see what has been done, and then I will resume in this time to complete the project. Okay. So I just want to I'll just go ahead and I will sign up. Let me just see. Yeah, I will just go ahead and I sign up. I like the look of things and the feel of things in here. So if you just click onto this, it takes you to the sign up. If you click on see how it works, so we have all these the operations and everything, the pricing. Okay. So we can actually just also stop these car tests. this test we can actually go ahead and test ourselves. Okay, so what I'm just going to do right now, I'm just going to go ahead and create a Git project, add this, so you can see phase 2 complete, and this is the summary, and we have used it. We're just going to start from here so far. So it has done the auth hook, the invitations, and all that. So the organizations and everything has been done. The pages so far, team, settings, profile, the invite page, the onboarding for the caretakers, then the email templates. So basically, right now to verify, you sign up as the owner. So go to dashboard team, then you can invite the caretaker, click the email invite, blah blah, OTP, and so on and so forth. Okay, yeah, so I'm just going to go ahead and first test so far what is being done. Also, let me just go to GitHub. I just want to go ahead and click new. I'm just going to call this rent flow, just like this, and this is going to be this. I can just say get the description from the project description here. So I'm just going to copy this and let's add it in here. I'm just going to choose this to be private and just create repository. And then I can just go ahead and add these ones here. Okay, so we can just exclude some files. For example, the one that had the variables, this one, we can just go ahead and first make sure we add it in the Git ignore. So if you just look in the Git ignore, we have all these files. I'm just going to go ahead. In fact, this one I can just go ahead and delete, or let me just first leave it, but I can just go ahead and just add it in here. So you can basically add the file the way you see .env. I can just come in and I say variables.md, so I don't want that, so I just want to say here variables.md, like that, variables.md. All the other things, they can remain really, because other things are already in here, the node modules and other things. So let me just go to the terminal. Okay, just going to go to the terminal and just going to say git init. So git add dot, and then we can just now add these commits to push everything. So if you just go now in here, I have the code for rent flow. Okay, nice. I'm just going to go back here. So right now, what I'm just going to do is testing. So let's go back. I'm just going to, can I just like close these thing for logos and generating all these? Just going to go ahead and close all these here, and all these other GitHub repos. Maybe for the Vibekit, we can just like leave it there. So what I'm just going to do is go back here and let's go ahead and sign up. I'm just going to go to create an account. So we could just try to check this, the sign in with Google. which I suspect to have a problem, but I just like start with the easy one. Let me just say use the admin at 2026. Let's continue. So account created, please check. So you can see like we have the correct flow of things, like sending the verification code. You always believe that you should not allow creating of accounts without verifying that. So you can see the rent flow here. Nice. I love the design here. The design looks cool. Can you imagine it? It also used actually the same font. This looks really nice. I love this. So just going to go ahead and paste this, verify. Nice. Now let's log in. Okay, so this is not the password. Okay, signed in. Okay, so the dashboard has a lot of errors that we need to work on. So I could just go copy this, the app sidebar, and maybe check manually. So I can just see the app sidebar like this. And we can just see the error in here. So these components, the drop down menu component is not yet installed. So we can just go ahead and add this. So you can just say p npm dlx shadcn add latest add, and we can just like say add this, the drop down menu. Just hoping like that is on shadcn. Okay. Is there any other? So that's like, I think only that. So let's give it some few seconds and see. Okay, so now just going to be doing saving like this. Okay, nice. So now we have all this work is done like in only two. This is done in only two. This is done in only two phases, right? You can see we have everything we need. This here looking good. The workspaces. You have the collected this month, outstanding areas, occupancy, and all these things. Look at this. This looks really clean. Yeah, you can also have it. We need to fix this, but so far this is good. So if I just go to Daniel get started, 2 steps, add your first estate. So these things I guess in future they are going to be added. There are no invoices, no payments, are all quiet. So I don't know why it chose to use M. Which I see that. Let's set up the properties. So if you just go to estates, I believe these pages are not yet there. So let me just go back to dashboard. Okay, so these are not yet there, but so far this is a good, very clean, nice app. So far, so good. I love this. Okay, these ones they haven't created these pages. They will create them in the next in the next ones, but so far this is really good. Okay, yeah, so let me just wait for this. You can say, yeah, the estate and things for they will ship in phase 3 and 4. So let's just like wait. We're just going to return to ship in the next phase. So I'm going to proceed to phase 3. I'm just going to say proceed to next phase. Okay, so I'm just going to let it run, and I'll be back. So it has completed step 3. Let's proceed to phase 4. So let's proceed to phase 5. So meanwhile, I will also just go ahead and add in the env. I will just go ahead and add the variables for D gateway. So you can see here, I need to add the D gateway API key. For the web secret, we can just simply generate it. So I'm just going to go ahead and I think do that. So let me just run open SSL, run hex 32. I think I'm just going to get this. I'm just going to add it here. So then I'm just going to look for the API key. I will just go ahead and add it. So for your case, if you're using Stripe, it will use the Stripe UI component, and you will need to enter your Stripe API keys. For my case, I'm using D gateway. If you are from East Africa, you can use D gateway. But if you're just from outside, please, you can just go ahead and use Stripe. And I'm very sure it for you, Vibekit, it made for you to use the Stripe UI component, and you're going to be putting Stripe for your case. So we are proceeding to phase 6. So phase 5 is now works, concretely, and other things. I'm just going to go ahead and say proceed. Proceed to the next phase. So it's going to start integrating payments using D gateway. So I'm just going to go ahead and wait, and I'll come back when it is done. So right now we are on phase 7. So I'm just going to also proceed. Now, I think we had about 8 of them. Let me check the phases. I just want to check the where is the phases here. Just going to go here. So we have about 8 phases. Okay, if you just check phase number 7, which is going to be now issues. So the tenants can raise maintenance issues. Landlords can broadcast announcements to and track expenses. Okay, then in the last one, which is phase 8, reports, SMS, admin, and that is the last one. For the SMS, we're just going to first leave out the SMS. Okay, we're just going to first leave out the SMS for that. We could just use some SMS, but just like try to use, I'm just going to keep it only for emails. Yeah. So in this financial reports work, SMS is fully wired, platform admin exists, app alive. So we're just going to first leave the SMS out in the phase 8. So meanwhile, I will also try to start preparing for deploying this app and also getting some environmental variables that I'm going to use in production. So let me just wait for this step to get done. I'll be back. Okay, so I've hit the session limit for now, but I'm just going to go ahead and see so far what has been done and see if we can actually do something. So the first thing that we did, let me just go here. So we start with our landlord. So basically, landlord, he can basically create an account. Okay, and then we can just go ahead and check if he can create an account and log in. And now we're just going to see if he can create an estate. So let me just go to the dashboard. Let's go to the estate. Just going to create a blue estate. Let's try to see if the uploads work right away. Let me just say here, download mansion. Let me just say here, maybe houses for rent. I'm just going to go ahead and download some images that we can just use. So just say house 1. Let's just go here. Then just going to say here house 2, and then some of these are very tiny. and then you see house 3. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and try to add a photo. I'm not sure if this is working right away. Yeah, so you can just see the images there. Let's go ahead and create an estate. Okay, so the estate has been created. Okay, so this is the estate. So in the estate, we can edit or add rooms. So you can just go ahead and add a room. Okay, so I'm just going to say room number. I'm just going to say 3B. Display name. Okay, I'm just going to say Nairobi. Maybe you just say their names of maybe mountains. So you say Renzori. Okay. Then the rent. So the amount here, just going to say per month is 400,000. Okay. 400,000. 1 month. So can I say water is 25,000. Then electricity per month maybe 10,000. And then trash, which is also maybe 5,000. So we can just add some rooms. Like we could just say rooms. I don't know if in any case we need like some photos of the room. Let's just like download 1 or 2. Room 1. Okay, and let's just also this maybe room 2. It doesn't matter right now. We just want to test everything, so just say room 1 and room 2, just like this. So you can put up to 10 photos. Okay, so description: 2-bedroom house, 2-bedroom. Maybe we just call it self-contained room or something. Contained. Let's go and create a room. So the room has been also created. So this is the room, and you can see it is vacant. And these are like the amenities here. So rent plus utilities. So minimum lease is 1 month. Oh, so I think I just wanted to make this not, I didn't want to make it 4 million. It's supposed to be 400,000. Okay, let me just save changes. Okay, yeah, so this makes sense now. 440 per month. Okay, so you can see that about the room. Then no tenant assigned, no lease, and no open issues. So we can just go ahead and create a tenant. So tenant registered. Okay. So this is our tenant. So he has been invited. So you can see that he has been invited. So these ones you can view them. Okay. So let's just check the email, see if the invite actually reached. Okay. We'll just go ahead and refresh. So I'm not seeing the email. I'm not sure if we have it in the spam. There's nothing in here. Okay, I don't know why for some reason the invoice sorry the tenant was not invited. The invite didn't reach to this email. Okay. So what I would want to log in with this email. I don't know if the account was created or not. So I can just like start. They just start the studio. Okay, so we can see that we have you can just say we have the tenant here. Just going to click on the tenant, so you can see we have this tenant. Okay, these are all the data and everything. So if you just go to invitations, let's look at the invitations. I can see we have invitation token. Which was, there is no any record. So it means that the invitation itself was not created. Okay. The invitation itself was not created. So this person cannot, that part is not yet working. But so far you can see like most of the things are all working. Okay. Most of the things are all working. Okay, so just going to start from there. So let's deploy the app. So I'm just going to go ahead. So we are finished. I've added the one page, the demo page, and also added a new section, which is the problem section here. Okay. So I'm just going to go ahead and push this. I'm just going to go ahead and push this. I'm just going to say git git commit added all features like this and git push. So this is going to go ahead and push all the things. So finally, I'm just going to go also to Vercel. I'm just going to go to Vercel to deploy this app. Okay. We just go to projects and I will just go ahead and add a new project. Okay, and we have we called this rent flow. So you can see here rent flow. Just going to go ahead, and now we can just also add these variables. I'm just going to go guess here. I'll just copy everything and I will just add them here, and then I will just go ahead and deploy. Okay, so as this is deploying, I'm just also going to go ahead and open the Google Cloud console just to add so I'm just going to go ahead and create a new project. So I'm just going to come here. I will just say rent flow, create. So I'll create and select this. Okay, select this project, and let's go to API and services. I'm just going to start with the OAuth screen. Get started. App name is rent flow, and then next, external, next. So you can just also use the same email, and I'm just going to go ahead, finish, create. Okay, so this side there are some errors. Okay, the array buffer and all the things. So I'm just going to go ahead and copy everything like this. Okay, Control C. Okay, I will just say fix and push. So we're just going to add like that. I will continue with the setup this side. So this is done. Can create this one. So I will click on this. So here we just need the JavaScript origins and the authorized URLs. So for authorized origins, we just need to put into things. We can just start with the localhost. So you can just go to like this. I can just first add this on the origins, and another one is going to be after deploying this app. So we could just go down here and we say inspect. So this maybe will be, I don't know, rent flow git main. We just edit this. So I'm just going to for now on the domains, I'm just going to go back here, add another one like this. So I'm just going to make this first of all HTTPS, and this is going to be rent flow dot varchar dot app. So I don't know if it will accept rent flow, and then we can just add the authorized origins. So what I could just say is, I'm just gonna say beta auth authorized origins Google, just like this. Hoping that I'm just going to go ahead, and so you can see AI has already has this. So I'm just going to go back here and let's add this. And then the second one is going to be the same thing, but with this. So I can literally, you can just copy this up to here and paste this. Okay. So before we create, we just need to confirm this other one. So let me just see what is happening. It is still doing the fixing. And we didn't also run the build. I think would have caught that that error. So I think it's still, let me see here. It's trying to run phenotype check. So let's just give it a second. So it just like pushed. Let's see. I'm just going to go back here. So we can just click here and we look at the build. So there is one build that is going on right now. If I want to see, I can just go to deployments. So there is this that is going on right now. Okay, so you can see that it has deployed, and this is the link that they have given us. So I could just like try to actually go ahead and rename this. Let me see if I can actually edit. So if I click on edit and I remove this, I'm not sure if that is going to save or it already exists. Okay, so it is already assigned to another project. Okay, so what we could just do is, I'm just also going to click on edit. We'll remove this, but we'll just place like D at the beginning, like it becomes D rent flow, and try to save. Okay, so you can say the D rent flow has worked. So now we have this. So if you just visit here and it works, I think even this second one. Yeah, so like if you click it, it takes you the other one. Okay, so I'm just going to copy this, go back to where we have, first of all, up here. Okay, just paste like so. Can remove this, and we can also go ahead and remove this first part, and now you can just go ahead and create. So I will just like go ahead and add, so this is the Google client ID, so you can just go back here. I will just go to settings and just go to environmental variables, and I will check for where we have the Google client, for example here, edit. So just go ahead and put this one, and let's go ahead and save. Save. Okay, and finally, I'm just going to get the secret. Okay, so we just go ahead and copy this, and let's go back to somewhere here. So okay, go client secret. Okay, I'm also just going to go ahead and save. Okay, so now we can just go ahead and actually just redeploy like that. Okay, so basically that's it. That marks the end. I'm just going to go ahead and sign in. Okay, so there is this problem where we still have these ones. I don't know. Oh, okay, so we need to change some more things. Let me just go to still to settings. Settings, environmental variables. So we need to change, so we have database URL, beta auth. So first of all, there is beta auth URL here. Okay, I'm just going to go ahead and get this. Save. Let's see if there is even this next public API URL. This replace it, save. So I think all others are okay. Yeah, all others are okay. I think for the demo purposes, I don't know if I should just change like the database to add a new database, so that okay, I'm just going to go ahead and do a new database. Just going to go this side. Let's go to Neon. So we already had the okay, just going to go here, create a new one. So we already had like rent flow here, I guess. Where is it? If you check, we have rent flow. Okay, I'm just going to create another one for like rent flow production. Let's say rent flow production. Okay, and let's just go ahead and add Germany. Okay, and I'm just going to go ahead, click on connect. So I can also create a new DB called rent flow. Maybe prod actually. And then I can just go ahead and copy this. So when I come back to so when I come back to the database URL, I can edit also, and I'm just going to paste this. So I just going to remove all this. Okay, and let's go ahead and also save. Okay, so we can now go ahead and redeploy with all the new changes. Okay, and let's view deployment. So just going to wait for this to finish. And yeah, so thank you so much for watching this this video. I'll see you in the next one.